we are going to learn the consolidation of the British power. Okay, so the consolidation of the British power. So before that, as you all know, we had completed the third Anglo-Maratha wars. How the three Anglo-Maratha wars, that how it started and how it came to an end, right? It came to an end. Britishers now became a superior and everyone had to listen them. And now here the consolidation of the British power. Consolidation in the sense taking parts and joining them and making a superpower. For example, I can say, for example, Bangalore, Mysore. Okay, so that and all they are taking and they are making their own rule. Okay, the consolidation of the British power. It was started in 1818 and 1857. So here, the consolidation of the British power. So as you all know, it has started in 1818, and what and all the cause. The British completed their agenda of ruling the entire India from 1818 to 1857. They occupied major states like Sindh, Awadh. Okay, so they occupied the states, and then here, so when they did like this, so Anglo-Sikh War started. Okay, the first three Anglo-Maratha wars, and then now Anglo-Sikh war. Now Sikh people came and they started rebelling. They don't want Britishers to rule themselves. So here Anglo-Sikh wars start. And what and all the reason for the Anglo-Sikh war? So here the reason, a political anarchy broke out in Punjab after the death of King Ranjit Singh, okay, in 1839. The British attempted to invade Punjab, violating the continuous friendship they had with the Britishers. And in December 1845, a war broke out between the Punjab and British. Sensing the danger from an outside force, Hindus, Sikhs and Muslims got together to defeat the British. So they get to know okay, the Britishers are not our friend. They are those who used to smile in front of us, but in back of us they used to like say some bad things, and they do some bad things to the own one. So that's called Britishers. So they get to know. And then here finally they had to accept defeat due to few traitor leader. And here Anglo-Sikh war effects. So when they have started the result, cause and effects after the war, Anglo-Sikh war, Sikh are losers in battle because obviously Britishers had the power, so that's the reason they had to lose it. They signed a humiliating Lahore Agreement in 1846 with the British resident, became a de facto ruler of Punjab. Like this, Punjab became the dependent state of East India Company. So now merge of Punjab. So now Britishers started merging the Punjab in their own rule. So here the Sikh opposed the attempts by the British to rule Punjab directly. The opposition were led by Chattar Singh, Chattar Singh Atirwala in Lahore, and next is Mulraj in Multan. Again the people of Punjab were defeated. Finally, Lord Dalhousie merged the state of Punjab with the British Empire. So Dalhousie and the doctrine of lapse. So here the starts of the Dalhousie and the doctrine of lapse. Okay, so we are going to learn about the Dalhousie and the doctrine of lapse so that it will be easy to you as well. So who invented that? When Dalhousie arrived in India as a Governor General in 1848, made an attempt to integrate Indian princely states with the British Empire. He adopted doctrine of lapse. So as we all know, before subsidiary alliance, right? And now here doctrine of lapse. So he adopted doctrine of lapse policy, whereby adopted the children of Indian kings who were refused to their right to throne. So when he said everyone has to adopt the doctrine of lapse. So doctrine of lapse here then, so if the king had his own son, they're only going to be a next ruler. If they doesn't have a son, they doesn't have any right to make anyone as a ruler. Only their blood relation, not blood relation, blood son should be a next ruler. Okay. And then the policies, if any Indian ruler dies without children, their adopted children had no legal right over the throne. Okay, so this is the first condition. So they said, okay, if a king dies without a children, their adopted child, for example, they have adopted the brother's son or sister's son, so they doesn't have a right. Okay, next, and such states gets merged with the British Empire. Then the next is, if they doesn't have a son, so that such states will be merged to the British Empire. See, this is a seriously, this is like we can't say anything, na? Okay, now here states like, just a second, states like Satara, Jaipur, Sambalpur, Udaipur, Jhansi, Nagpur. As the government general knew the condition of these states, he used this policy as a political weapon, obviously. So when he thought, okay, everyone is coming and like every state we are merging because the king doesn't have a child, so this has been used as a political weapon. Okay, now next is what happened when he applies the effects. With the severe implementation of this policy, not only the princely families, even ordinary people who sympathetic to this king rebelled against the company. So here with this condition, everyone started rebelling. Those who used to with the Britishers, they also started questioning, like, why did you have applied this condition? Their love for the kings and the sense of loyalty fueled their rebellion further. So by seeing other members, like a lot of members used to love a ruler because they have shown their sympathy and they have shown empathy towards their kingdom. So that's the thing, everyone came as a rebellion. This finally resulted as the Sepoy Mutiny of 1857. Okay, this has been Sepoy Mutiny in 1857. Okay. So now, when the Sepoy Mutiny started, the evolution. So the evolution of this is the subsidiary alliance. Okay, so now this is the end of the extension of the British rule. So here you can see points. Okay, so the subsidiary alliance system was implemented by Lord Wellesley. Okay, the next question is, the doctrine of lapse policy was implemented by who? Correct, Lord Dalhousie. So here the next question is, which are the cunning policies of British? Subsidiary alliance, doctrine of lapse. Good. What are the effects of subsidiary alliance? Anyone? Okay, I hope you know that the British could place Indian states under their control through this policy, and the maintenance of the army became easy. The next point is, the Indian states were subjected severe economic exploitation. And third point, the Hyderabad state was the first to enter this agreement. Okay, so this is the end of your lesson. I hope you are all understood. And finally, again I am telling, try to write a mind map so that it will be easy for you. So I am going to wait for your mind maps and I am going to waiting for your response. So till then, take care and learn